I've just witnessed the most beautiful example of actually where happiness comes from, where comfort comes from. So here at Parmarth, we have just concluded this beautiful 1 month long of a Ram Katha. And the Katha is the recitation of the scriptures. So there's a Ram Katha that tells the story of the Ramayana. There's the Srimad Bhagavat Katha that tells the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. Mahabharat Katha. There's so many kathas. But during this katha, something very beautiful showed itself. And I just loved watching it. And it was all of these people. Those who had come, so many people had come from rural Rajasthan. And people without any money, people without higher education, people without well-paying jobs or facilities in their life or comforts or anything. Now, first of all, here in Rishikesh these days, it's well over 100 degrees, up to 110 some days. The katha is outside, on the banks of Ganga, nonetheless, outside, super hot. And these people would come and they would sit for hours and hours and hours every day in such joy. And what I loved the most was when they would dance. There was this woman, God, she must have been, I don't know, she looked like she must have been in her 90s. And she would dance and dance and dance. Now I'm sitting on stage with all of these fans and coolers and whatnot, still sweating, still thinking, my God, it's so hot. There she is in the audience with barely one spinning fan overhead over all of the hordes of people. She's dancing and dancing in such ecstasy. No sense of heat, no sense of fatigue, no nothing. No sense of what I don't have. Simple saris. Not many possessions. This may have even been her first time out of Rajasthan. So many of the people who come for these kathas, it's their first time out of their village. And she danced and she danced and she danced in such joy. No big house to go back to, no big car to sit in, no well-paying job, no millions of followers online, nothing like that. No jewelry, no fancy clothes. Eating, everybody ate, all their meals were sitting down on the ground in this beautiful way that we feed people called the bandara, where everybody sits in a line outside and they're fed. Nobody knows what food they're going to get. There's a metal bucket, you get fed from the bucket. You don't even see it before it lands on your plate. And that too, they're sitting in a tent outside in the heat, eating whatever someone else has decided they should eat, sleeping, so many of them, sleeping outside, sleeping in the tent. We ran out of rooms. Almost 1,000 rooms ran out. But such joy. No complaints, no suffering. My God, they were in ecstasy. I loved watching this woman dance. And it was such a beautiful lesson to just remember, oh yeah, you actually can be happy without a lot of money. You actually can be happy without a bigger house, a bigger car, more clothes. You can be happy without the nicest food or even a meal that you've decided what you want to eat. Because happiness actually comes from something so much deeper, which we all know. And yet to witness it, to just see the exuberance in not one. I mean, there was one woman I just loved watching, but all of them dancing, clapping, singing, so joyful. Doesn't matter what they have. Doesn't matter the bank account. Doesn't matter anything. Just in this moment, we're dancing God's glories. We're dancing and singing the name of God. We're listening to the message, the teachings, the life of God. We're full. And it was amazing because the katha usually was supposed to end at 1, and then there was lunch. But so many days it went late in that ecstasy and that joy. Nobody was thinking, oh my God, where's my lunch? I'm so hungry. I've got to go out and eat food. Nobody left. I mean, thousands of people, how easy it would be. There's no walls that keep you from leaving. Anybody could have stood up and left and gone to get lunch. Nobody moved. Whether it became 2 or 2:30, didn't matter. Nobody moved because they were in such joy. And I'm sure that if he had gone on until evening, nobody would have moved. And it just was such a beautiful reminder of actually how simple happiness is, how simple joy is, how simple peace is, and how we've so overcomplicated it with all of what we think we need in order to be happy, what we think we need in order to have a good life. I looked at these people and I thought, they know the secret. They're living the secret. So wherever you are in your life, if there is something between you and happiness, just take a moment and ask yourself, really? Really do I need that in order to be happy? Is there a possibility that I could find in my heart, through love, through devotion, through my spiritual connection, whatever it may be, could I find a place that enables me to sing and dance in ecstasy without getting whatever this thing is that I think I need in order to be happier? Just allow that possibility to permeate your consciousness. Because what I can tell you is that possibility is there. But you need to recognize it. You need to realize it. You need to ask yourself, how much of my happiness am I actually giving up in trying to grab this thing that I think I need to be happy? We're actually giving up the possibility of happiness in this moment, in our longing, in our yearning, in our frustration at not getting that which we think we need to be happy. So just for a moment, see what would happen if you turned on some devotional music, threw your hands up, and allowed yourself to just sing and dance in love. Just try it. And imagine that you're dancing with this beautiful woman and these beautiful men, these beautiful people here on the banks of Ganga. Because it is possible for all of us. I know it's not easy. It came a lot less easily to me than it comes to them. It's the downside of being overeducated, of being over-cultured in that way. But we can find it. It's just not quite as obvious to us. But we can find it. Just allow yourself to find that place of simplicity within you. And try it. Turn on that music, throw up your hands and dance, and just imagine that you're dancing with these beautiful people from the villages of Rajasthan who have come to the banks of Mother Ganga to sing and dance.